All right, we on the heels, almost on the eve of the NBA draft lottery, and once that happens, I'll start kind of doing draft spotlights, and we get to the regular season. When we get past the postseason, I'll do some free agent spotlights as well too. But two guys I want to talk about that could help the Pistons out. If the Pistons choose to go alternative route and they don't want a point guard, they don't want to draft a center, there are two guys out there that definitely can help them in those departments. So let's talk about it. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. Check out our Detroit Piston Talk playlist for more videos like this. And the two guys I'm talking about is Mohamed Bamba, Mo Bamba from the Orlando Magic. He's a backup center. And point guard Dennis Schröder, who's up for the Sixth Man of the Year award. Now, Mo is still on his rookie contract. This would be next year, be his third year in the league. Dennis Schröder has one more year on his contract past this year with OKC, and everybody's for sale over there at $15 million a year. And let's kind of start off with Schröder. We'll talk about Mohamed in a minute. Dennis Schröder, I like this game. Some Piston fans didn't like his game. I like this game in Atlanta. I remember I first seen him in the Team USA versus, I think it was like a world game a few years ago. And I like his game. Schröder can shoot it. He can distribute it, and also he's showing a great attitude to be able to play the back seat and be a sixth man to come off the bench when he could easily be starting for the majority of the teams in the National Basketball Association. I think Schröder's worth looking at. Would you prefer Spencer Dinwiddie? You might prefer Spencer Dinwiddie, a guy that we already had, but he said he kind of don't want to come to Detroit. It's pretty much the cryptic tweet that he put out there. But Schröder can shoot it. Schröder can distribute it. Schröder just got to kind of, find his way a little bit. If Dwayne Casey is the coach y'all think he is, he has more to work with Schröder than he had with Kyle Lowry. He got the willing attitude that Kyle Lowry had to do just by showing you he willing to come off the bench. You know what I'm saying? Schröder can score, Schröder can shoot, Schröder can distribute. He just need kind of that Larry Brown and his Chauncey to really go to the next level. Dwayne Casey done that with Kyle Lowry. I don't know what he did. Lowry was bouncing around the league, and he gave Lowry that confidence to really grow into an NBA All-Star and perhaps the greatest Toronto Raptor of all time once you think about his accolades and accomplishments being there. All right? So I like Schröder. What would they want for Schröder would be the million-dollar question. Would Luke Kennard be enough to bring Schröder, or would you have to put somebody else with him? It's the question. Would you have to sign and trade Langston Galloway? Would they ask for, I'm pretty much, they don't have a roster in front of me. Would they ask for somebody else? Obviously, I don't think they would want Blake Griffin with that contract, even though he is a Oklahoma City guy. He's from there. But, I would trade Luke Kennard. Some people just seem to be pretty much high on Luke Kennard, and I'm pretty much not. All right, I think when he's healthy, good, but that's a rarity. That's like a lunar eclipse. He ain't really never healthy. So if I can do Dennis Schröder for Luke Kennard and maybe some other type of guy or some other compensation, not our number one pick or number one pick at all, I'll do it. Why not? Oklahoma City is probably not going to keep Schröder past his contract. They need to get him off. It's an expiring contract. If it don't work, you know what? You can let Dennis Schröder walk. You know what I'm saying? If it don't work, you got $15 million off the cap, but Schröder would be an interesting candidate to bring here to play point guard. But once again, if we depend on what we get, let's say we fall into the 5 or 7 spot, and your picks end up being Cole Anthony, Killian Hayes, and I haven't really did a full evaluation. This is just totally hypothetical. Would you say, what? I'll go with Schröder over those guys? It's the question. Who knows? Because Schröder is a sure thing. Schröder is an NBA caliber starting guard. But you got to ask yourself, does he fit what they want to do? He could shoot it, he could score, he could distribute it, and it seemed like he's willing to really play a role and still willing to learn to play the position. I would think about it depending on where I land in the draft. If I land in the top 3 or 4 picks, and I can get LaMelo or I can get another guard I like from Iowa State, then, I'll probably go with them. If they're the best player available, I would look to go with them. Okay? But if I fall in no man's land, or if I prefer another position, and we'll get there, if I prefer Mo Bamba, all right, or if I prefer a center, you know what I'm saying, then maybe I want to pair him with a guard. So I trade for Schröder or another point guard. If I prefer Obi Toppins, maybe I'll trade for Mo Bamba, or, I trade for Dennis Schröder. Now, Mo Bamba is a guy who's from Harlem World. Shout out to Harlem World. He's a guy that stuck behind Vujovic. Vujovic was a guy they didn't believe in Orlando. And Orlando played today at 130 versus Milwaukee Bucks. It's the worst game of the day. Every other game is cracked. Indiana, Miami, obviously Portland, Los Angeles Lakers, and then Oklahoma City Thunder with no Westbrook taking on CP3. He's going to try to kill Harden out there. They're going to try to kill each other. So it's a good crop of games out there tonight. But Mo Bamba, let's say, he got stuck behind Vujovic. They like Vujovic. And him and Vujovic ain't going to play together in today's league. This ain't Tim Duncan and Davis Robinson league or Sam Perkins or Rich Smith or, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar league. I say they willing to trade Mo Bamba. You know what I'm saying? Would I get him a first with Mo Bamba? I mean, no. Maybe a future first, I'll think about it. But Mo Bamba and Christian Wood, they can play together. Bamba can get up and down the court. He ain't played too much in the league. He could play next to Wood. He could defend the rim. If I didn't prefer Wiseman and others who do from USC is gone, and I think, or I want to go Obi Toppins, maybe I think about bringing Mohamed Bamba in and playing center, because he can defend the rim. He can get up and down the court. He just got to learn to continue to develop, get stronger, and get used to the NBA. And that's what this team is all about. Diambo is still getting used to the league. Bruce is still getting used to the league. Luke is still getting used to the league. You know what I'm saying? Christian Wood is getting used to the league. So, I would think about bringing that guy in. You know what I'm saying? Because of the potential he got. Out of Texas, he got Texas University. He got all-star caliber. You teach him a little bit of offense. You get him proficient on the defense. It may be a very, very good look for the Detroit Pistons to bring that brother in. And, yeah, man, you bring him and Schröder in, that's a good pick. You put them with Diambo, Blake, D. Rose, in a draft pick. If you can trade for Schröder and Mo Bamba, then, you can draft Obi Toppins. And then, that's a really good formidable and competitive team you're putting out there. You know what I'm saying? And, maybe you like Brandon Ingram and you able to make a deal and you put Ingram in that situation with those guys, then, that's a very long team. Even without Ingram, that's a long team. Wood, Diambo, and Mo Bamba is your front line. They develop in some years, You might have one of the best front lines, if not the best front line in the National Basketball Association. And you, like I say, you should Schröder in your backcourt. You know what I'm saying? Or you put Obi out there. I mean, it's a good look. Or you draft Anthony Edwards. You say Edwards, Dennis Schröder, and those three in the front court. They're not going to win right away, but it takes time. It took time for Russell. It took time for KD and James Harden. But you got you got a really, really defensive-minded team. And I guarantee you in a few years, if Giannis continues to stay with the Milwaukee Bucks, you wouldn't have no issue with their length no more because you got length across the board. And you got Blake there to teach them the league, Derrick Rose to continue to teach them while you're there. So to me, it's a good look, and if you're able to pull those trades off, which they shouldn't really cost you much, it opens up the possibility. But hey, if you like Wiseman, then you're not going to trade for Mo Bamba. You're going to put Wiseman there. You like the kid from USC, you're not going to trade for him. If you really like, one of those point guards, Killian, Cole Anthony, LaMelo, the Hillsborough dude from Iowa State, then obviously you're not going to trade for Dennis Schröder. But if you like Anthony Edwards or you like Obi Toppins or, you like somebody else, then you open to trading for both of those or one of those guys. And I really think it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like you going out there getting some old dudes and throwing them in. You're getting there fairly young dudes that you still can mold. And, you got a fairly young team and you still got two good veterans, that really can hold it down and Blake and Derrick. So, will that team make the playoffs next year? Probably not. Diambo over there working hard. I know Wood working hard if we choose to keep him. But that's a team that should get better in next year. Not next season, but the 21-22 season. That should be a team that probably, pretty much make the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? And, it really hinges on the development of guys. Let's say you just say you wanted Edwards and what if Edwards grew into a star? Then you need Diambo to grow into what he grew into. And if you get Diambo to be Pascal and Edwards can grow into a star, you know what I'm saying, and Wood do what he do, and Mo Bamba just, he just bend or he just a really good man. I like that. I like that thing. If they go down there and they get outside the top 5 or 7, I would consider making both of those moves. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see what happens. They still gonna have an NBA combine. I heard with select people there. So I'm guessing they're gonna invite all the stars to come work out. But hey, let me know what you guys think about the video. What you think about Mo Bamba? I'm balling like a Mo Bamba. What's that song, little kid from New York got, man? I got cars. Oh, he ain't be saying nothing that whole song. The beat carried that song. Let me know what you think about Dan Schröder. Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out if you got business, question, inquiry, sponsorship, video requests. Keep sharing the videos. Want to make a donation to the channel? Cash App, PayPal in the description. The smile's barking. Appreciate the love, support. We go.